Hey everybody, welcome to Go Live with Glow. Tonight we have a very special guest tonight. So this is not going to be like your traditional interview. This is more like a virtual reunion between me and Miss Shari Smith. Me and her both went to Morgan State University together. She is a certified health coach. She is a mom, a wife, motivator. She does so many different things. I cannot wait for her to come on. I mean, it's been about at least maybe about 15 years since I've seen her. So I can't wait to catch up with her and see what's going on with her. So just waiting for her to just pop in, see what's going on. How is everybody's week doing? I'm ready for the spring, but I'm not ready for the pollen. I'm not ready for that at all. So I'm not ready for the sneezing. I was able to bypass it last year because of the pandemic, but that's not happening. But our guest is here, so let me go ahead and invite her in. Hopefully it connects because Instagram been doing some weird stuff lately. Really, really weird. Hi, Boo! How are you?
I'm good, love. How are you?
How
You
you
look
doing?
gorgeous.
Your voice is so soft and soothing. Does anybody ever tell you that? Like your
Yes,
voice is so soft. You can do like the little calm apps when they have people talking. You should think about that because you can really rock someone to
people
sleep.
tell me all the time, they're like, do you know that everything you say, I have to stop and listen because it's just the way it comes out. It's just like, and I'm like, seriously? My kids don't think so.
Well, you probably got the mom voice on at that point, but naturally, you just sound very soothing and very calm. So I gave everybody like a soft
Thank
intro to
you.
who you are. But I said this is
Okay.
more like a virtual reunion and not necessarily a traditional interview because I haven't seen you since we were both at Morgan at
I
Blount. Like life
know.
has just gone
Crazy. We're not the
crazy
same
since.
people. Not even close.
Yeah, I don't really think so. So
I
introduce
hope
yourself.
not.
Introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and where you're located, where you're from.
Yeah. So my name is Shari Smith. I am a wife and a mom of four. My kids are 15, 8, 4, and 13 months. I now reside in Delaware. We met obviously in Maryland, and I'm from Arizona, born in Tucson, raised in Phoenix.
Girl, we had that all screwed up today because I was like, I think Shari from Michigan. Ain't she from Michigan? Somebody was like, I think she's from PG. I'm like, nah, she's definitely not from PG. Like I would
No,
have
no.
known. I'm like, she not from Michigan, girl, not Arizona. So you mean to tell me that you came from Arizona to Morgan?
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I thought it was Detroit. Somebody else was from Detroit. I always find it to be random, like certain people from certain like
There is
central
there was
areas.
a girl that was from Detroit that we hung around with, and I can't think of who she is right now, but I do remember her saying she's from Detroit. And I'm like, black people live in Detroit, and they were like, black people live in Arizona, and I was like, good point.
Girl, girl.
Point taken.
So just like, so what happened after you left Morgan, girl? Where did you even go? It was like you
I,
was here, and you was like, girl, I'm out. I'm not doing
I
this no more.
went back home to Arizona. I was in a bad relationship with my mother, and it got to the point where it was either I need to go for my own peace or stay there and take the abuse. And I just couldn't take the abuse anymore, mentally, physically, emotionally. It wasn't going to cut it. um, so I ended up coming back a couple times and ended up getting pregnant, and went back to Arizona because I was scared for my life. My mom was not happy that I was pregnant. But I started the whole journey as a single mother, and the relationship that I entered in Arizona was not healthy either because we repeat cycles,
Right.
and you go from one abusive relationship to another until you take that moment in time in the middle to actually heal yourself from what it was that was causing the pain to begin with. And I never did that. I thought that escaping it was healing, and that's not healing. So I had to take some time and work on me and reflect on that. And in that turn, it led to a downward spiral
Hmm.
mentally, and I knew that I wasn't sustainable enough to take care of her on my own. So I went back to Maryland and moved in with my mother, my stepdad, my brother, and my sister, which was that's a whole different story of chaos.
Girl, it sounded like we were living on the same path. I mean, I had Levi. I came
Mhm.
home, got pregnant after college, then had to stay with my mom for a little bit. And it's just like at those points where you're trying to like figure it out. Like you're on
Yeah.
like I think it's like I always say like you're drowning. You're not drowning, but you're like trying to catch your breath, but you really just can't seem to catch a grip. You're trying to work for this
Hmm.
company, trying to pay this,
I did the
childcare,
most.
all these different things that happen, and you have a 15-year-old.
Girl, she's about to be 16 this year, and I'm just like, oh,
That means she
how
caught
did
you
that
right in the
happen?
beginning of your 20s. You wasn't even able to live the
I
way,
was
girl.
19 when I got pregnant and 20 when I had her. I tell you, like, I don't even think I really had that period of out of controlness that you're supposed to
Right.
have in your early
Right, right,
20s.
right, right. I've been a parent for too long. I said I was a parent all my 20s, so I don't even know
Hmm.
what that would even look like. I mean, and now moving forward, I'm a parent of two in my 30s. So that life of those, 20-year-olds are living. I mean, I root for Lori Harvey. I root for her every time I
Listen,
see her. Live, girl,
live
live,
your life, live your best
live.
life. Like, do it now because it will change. And it's not that it's a bad change, but there are moments, if I can be transparent, there are moments where you look at other people and you're like, dang, I missed out. Or what would have happened if I didn't do that? And then you look at your kids and you're like, no, I made the right move. I did what was
Right.
good for me. But at the same time, you're like, man, I want to go travel the world and put stamps on and not have to care about nobody else and run around in my underwear and be okay.
So how did you land in Delaware? How did you get there?
My now husband was living in Delaware and he was commuting to Maryland.
Okay.
He was actually my boss for one of my jobs. It was a period where I was working two full-time jobs and I had just gotten back into school. I had just been diagnosed with lupus and I fell into this relationship. Well, let's be honest, I thought it was a relationship and I don't think he did at first. I think I was in it before he was. It's fine. It's fine. We're good now, obviously. But I just I became really sick
Okay.
and he was there. And that's kind of where the relationship started for the both of us. And so then he was offered a job in Rhode Island. So me and Layla went with him. I had Brianna, and we moved from Rhode Island back to Delaware. Well, I moved to Delaware the first time. He moved back to Delaware to be closer to his parents because I was feeling a lot of postpartum depression because it was just me. There was no family. I didn't have any friends. I had
Right.
two kids now, and I felt alone. And he could see that. He was working 50, 60, and during the holidays, 80 hours a week as a retail manager for Finish Line. And he was like, I got to do something different. So when he came back and we moved in Delaware, he took a different position with the same company. So he's been with the same company, I think, for 20 years now. And um, it allowed us to be more settled
Hmm.
and I didn't have him gone as much. So not having close friends and family nearby was not as bad anymore. So yeah,
But
that's
how
how I
was that
landed here.
transition? Because it's like you were already a mother, and then
Hmm.
you had another baby. Then you guys got married, and I know you guys have four kids now.
Four, yeah. So the transition it's been interesting because I was telling someone the other day that with each kid, I've been in school. With
Hmm.
Layla, I was getting my undergrad. With Jocelyn, I was getting my master's. With I didn't even know I was pregnant with Brianna at my wedding. Um, with Brianna, I got became a certified health coach, and then January of what was it? January of 2019, I decided I was going to go get my PhD. Started classes in March of 2019. Got pregnant Father's Day weekend 2019. Talk about a punch in the gut. Okay, I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
I just started school. Like, what is going on? What am I doing? Like, what is? So yeah, there was that.
So you talked about like with your family, you were talking about like your mom and your stepdad about like the healing and how we repeat the cycles. Like,
Hmm.
if you don't mind, like just going back into that, like what did the healing process look like for you, or what is it for you? Because
It's a
healing is
day to
definitely a
day
journey.
struggle. It's a journey and it's different for everyone. And so, one thing that I want to say is never let anybody tell you how to heal. Never let anybody put a time frame on your healing or tell
Hmm.
you that you should be over something or any of that because that's not true. That's just not the way how humans should work. That's
Right.
not the way our bodies are designed to work. And trauma is such a personal thing that it takes time to mend those pieces, because first you have to figure out where that trauma is. Because
Right.
as a Black woman, we spend so much time denying the trauma because we don't want to be judged. We don't
Mm-hmm.
want people's opinions. We don't want the looks, the stares, the judgment, the fear. And even though sometimes it's in our own heads, okay,
Right.
we put that and reflect that on ourselves,
Right.
we just don't want that from other people. We don't
Right.
want other people to look at us like that and think anything differently. I didn't want people to know that I felt lonely in a room full of crowded people, that I felt like I was isolating myself and that other people were isolating me. I didn't want people to know that I was seeing a therapist because I didn't know how to get over the fact that my brother's dad molested me and my mother allowed it. I didn't know how to get over the fact that I was raped by my friend's cousin and my mother didn't believe me. And all these things that I, I, I was dealing with, that I was burying emotionally, there'd
Right.
be certain things that would trigger it and pull it back up. There'd be times where people would be like, oh, you're not, what about, don't you want to call your mother and tell her how excited you are? I can't call my mother. Why? I don't want to talk about it
Right.
because my mother is a trigger for me. And I love and respect her because she's my mother and she gave birth to me. But there were times in my life where I needed my mother and I didn't have a mother. I didn't have anybody I could depend on. And so I tell people all the time, just because someone has a title in your life, mom, friend, cousin, brother, sister, whatever, doesn't mean that they have a role in your life. And you have to learn how to love them from afar and create that distance if you truly want to heal yourself. And I had to realize that my mother was incapable of loving me and respecting me the way that I deserved because she was incapable of loving and respecting herself. And so, in order to
Mm.
heal myself, I had to create that distance and allow myself a chance to see her for who she was, respect that, and get on over on my side because we weren't the same people. And
Right.
I couldn't keep pulling somebody that didn't want to be pulled.
And so what does that look like for your kids as far as like I know that's their grandmother.
They don't know who she is. My oldest kind of remembers her, but
Right.
not really. When she would go to their house and spend the night and things like that, my mother wasn't really around. There was a period when my mother didn't drink at all, and then all of a sudden she would drink all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And because I remember growing up, my mother would get drunk off of one wine cooler, like have a wine cooler and be passed out on the floor. Like, and then there was a point where I was out of the house, I was a mother, and she was going to happy hour. And I was like, who is she? You know, my mother was married 4 times in a 20-year period. That was my life.
Right.
Stepdad to stepdad, house to house. When we moved to Maryland, it was because my mother had married um, a guy that she met off the internet. So I had to become comfortable with rearranging my life constantly. And I'm not putting blame on my mother. She is
Right.
who she is, you know, with all her flaws. She's still human at the end of the day, and she deserves to be loved and she deserves to be respected. But that love and respect just can't come from me, and it can't come from my kids because I don't want them to see that anymore. They
Right.
can't, they don't deserve that. There has to
I
be that
understand.
distance until she learns how to heal herself.
And that's just such a tricky process, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in therapy. I told you that earlier today. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
me and I know you remember Antoinette, we were talking about that
Yeah.
today, just about like the healing process. I had a conversation with my therapist yesterday, and she said, we need to focus on your attachment style because once we can get down what your attachment style is, like how you are, we can kind of get to the root of what's blocking you from getting to what it is that you need to actually be in life. And I took like some long tests, and when it was done, and it's like I've taken that test before, but like I just checked a couple of things, and I was just like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And so like it came out that like I have this avoidant, dismissive attachment style in all of my relationships. And it
Mm.
appears like, you know, super duper confident, super duper self-sufficient, but it's something that's from my childhood. Right. So you know what I mean? Like so now I've been up all night like
People be
Googling and
like, you
Googling
don't
and
look like
Googling.
you got depression. You don't look like you upset. I always see so much confidence in you. When we talk about something that I'm confident in, of course I'm going to sound confident. But deep
Right.
down inside, I'm thinking, did I say that too harsh? Are they going
Right.
to judge me? Oh my
Right.
God, I really want them to like me and understand where I'm coming from. I want them to know that this isn't from a mean place, but they need to do
Right.
this. Like,
Right. Did you hear me? Am I being heard? Is like my
Hmm.
biggest thing. Am I being heard? Did you hear what I say?
And I'm such a people pleaser. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, someone could call me and they're like, "Oh my God, my dog just died," and da 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 da. And I'm gonna sit there and listen to the whole story, and I'm probably gonna cry with them. And I'm just going to be like, I'm gonna check in on. I'm gonna do all these things. And it's funny because a lot of times I realize the people that I'm there for aren't there for me,
Right.
and I think that that makes me create a distance with everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Same.
like, that's not fair to some people,
Same.
but I kind of don't know when is it too much? Is it not
Mm.
enough? Like,
So I just have to cut you off right at the nape because I don't know
right.
how
I'm gonna
to
just be here.
keep right. So I don't know how to just keep doing this. Internet says so me. I mean, like that's obvious the reason. Like I've had friends that say, you just cut people off and you just
I
keep going
have
on without
to.
that because it's going to kill me. So I just
It's
feel like
gonna
I need to
kill
cut
me.
it's cancer. You got to cut the
Hmm.
cancer off before it starts to
And even when you
grow.
cut it off, you second guess yourself. Like, dang, did I make the right move? Oh, I
Right.
see. She looks so happy now. Maybe I should go back and see how she's doing and
My
apologize.
pride won't allow me to. My pride be like, probably best
Oh,
to not
really?
say that. My pride is like, I'd be like, no, it's okay. I did the best thing. That was for the best. It was for the best. And if I tell
Yeah.
myself that it was for the best, my mind is so strong that it'll be like, yeah, you did the right thing. And I'll be like, right. And they'll be like, right. I'll be like, okay, I'm talking to myself now because I definitely am using it. So fast forward. So congratulations, because you've been doing the damn thing. You went to
Oh, thank
school
you.
pregnant, each child with other
45,
children.
45 times. I have a litter. I mean, it's
Come
fine.
on. Like I could barely even go to work after I had the second child. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to school. My brain is just not wired like that. So you're now a
Thank you.
certified health coach. So exactly what is that and what is it that you do?
So I think it depends. For me, it looks different than I think a lot of other people. I think a lot of other people are more so, oh, I'm going to do fitness. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm lazy. So you're not going to find me in the gym 3, 4, 5 times a day, 800 times a week. That's just not me. I can tell you how you can burn fat for 36 hours within 7 to 21 minutes at the gym. That's where I am. Okay.
Okay.
2 to 3 times a week. That's where I'm at. But I focus on the gut health. I focus on holistic healing
Okay.
and really working at the root of the problem. A lot of people don't realize that everything lives and resides in your gut. The gut is it's the house. It's our second brain, and it controls a lot of the things that we go through: depression, anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
um, our fupa. And I know celebrities tell us to celebrate our fupa, but it's your fupa is not because you had kids. It's not from a C-section. It is literally your body's way of telling you that something is going wrong and it's not working properly. It's telling you that your liver is not doing the things that it's supposed to do. Um, so I try to teach people how to heal their bodies without fads, diets, and quick fixes because I've done them all. I've been there. I've done that. I was a rep for It Works. Yeah, God, I know how it goes. Listen, I had to make money to pay bills, to pay for school. Yes, I was an It Works rep, okay? But now I am going to teach you how to not I'm going to cuss, not deal with the bullshit. Okay. I want
Right.
you to get to the root of your problem and heal yourself. I want you to have energy. I want you to be happy and truly healthy. People don't know what it's like to be truly healthy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We hide behind all these things. We do. We live in a microwave world. All right. And as
Right.
Black women, we want to look summertime fine. Well, what about looking summertime fine all year long? Why just in the summer? Why just in the spring? Why can't you look fine under 65 layers of coats in the wintertime?
Right.
We need to do better and we need to treat our bodies better. And I am not someone that is, I don't do complicated. I can't do complicated. I don't believe in cutting calories, cutting carbs, sitting there counting micros, cutting food groups out and all that. We gonna eat. I eats, okay? We gonna eat. You join me, we gonna eat and we gonna eat good. But I want to teach you how to heal your body. I want to teach you how to reverse the metabolic syndrome and the insulin resistance and to reduce the fat on your liver and your kidney and get your liver to doing what it's supposed to do. A lot of people don't realize that obesity and weight, all these things, autoimmunes, high blood pressure, it's from our health of our gut. And we're not taking care of
Mm.
it. We as humans are willingly, unwillingly killing ourselves. And I did a post today. Black women, we are targeted. Women of
Right.
color are targeted because we are vain, whether we want to admit it or not. We want to look good. We want to feel good. We want all the hair, the makeup, the everything. Okay. We want the nice clothes. We want to have it all. We deserve to have it all, but we are targeted and we're targeted with products that are full of toxins and chemicals. A
Yep.
lot of people don't realize toxic and chemicals are in your chapstick, in your lotion, in those Bath and Body Works candles. You will never catch me in a Bath and Body Works anymore. Bath and Body Works is one of the reasons why I got lupus.
Are you
I was upset.
serious?
They're very toxic, and the chemicals and stuff that are in it. Yep, it is one of the reasons why I got lupus. The candles and the lotions. And I wish my friend Amber was on here. She would tell you that I was a candle and Bath and Body Works aholic. You could have literally walked into my
Girl.
closet and thought that it was the Bath and Body Works mini store. Like I
Girl,
had
that means that
shelves
when that
full of
thing was
stuff.
on sale, you probably was in people's DMs talking about, don't get that candle.
Don't get it.
Don't get
Don't
that
get it.
candle. Because everybody was running around screaming, oh my God, these candles are 2 for 10, 2 for 10,
There's a reason
$10.
why, because they're cheap as hell, made with cheap products, laced with things that they don't care. They don't care. They don't care that they've been sued. They don't care that they pay millions out in lawsuits. They don't care that they get cheap quality ingredients. They don't care about these things. They don't. They care about making money and getting their coins. There's a reason why when we walk into those places that smell gives us a migraine. Our body is
Mm.
telling us that there's something in the air that it does not like,
Mm.
but we
Never
don't
thought
listen.
about it that way. Be like, oh, I think I just smelled too much. So we take one
Girl,
home. You
girl,
take one home. Like,
girl.
I think I just smelled too many of them.
Right. So let me get this new one and all these 45 that I already know how they smell, and we'll just put those in the cart. Okay.
Wow,
Like,
I've never
no, I
even
knew
heard
all
of
the
that.
tricks. I knew all the tricks. Like, I knew how to walk into a Bath and Body Works store and give the cashier to give me not only a discount, but a coupon. I knew all the tricks. I knew them all.
Oh
Bath
my
and Body Works is
God.
extremely toxic. And people are like, oh, I use seventh generation. Oh, that's cool. You probably don't know that that's owned by Unilever, which is a company that you're probably trying to avoid. But okay, keep doing that. They're like, oh, well, I don't use Johnson and Johnson. I use Aveeno. Oh, did you know that Aveeno is owned by Johnson and Johnson? Sit on that.
Mm, 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 mm.
People think they're doing healthy, but they're being greenwashed. So
And
I
what do
teach
you
people
mean
how to
by
convert them.
greenwashed?
So greenwashed is where big box companies try to make you think that you're doing healthy, like Mrs.
Okay.
Meyer's, Seventh Generation Method. Grove is a subscription company, but they do it with a lot of different companies and products.
Hmm.
And they tell you that you're buying green, clean products.
Hmm.
And we think that we are as consumers because they're healthier than Tide, they're healthier than bleach and Clorox and, Dove and all these things. But they're not healthier. They're owned by these big box companies, okay? And on top of being owned by these big box companies, they're using the same ingredients. Their Honest Company was sued basically for not being honest, for mislabeling and leaving out ingredients on their label. When she was going through all those lawsuits, this is why, because she was withholding ingredients on her labels. Here's the thing, in the US, it's not illegal to do that. They can legally withhold ingredients. They don't have to put everything that they use on the bottle, and they call it their secret. It's not a secret. It's because they don't want you to know that it's laced with stuff that is poisonous for our bodies. This is why we have infertility. This is why our kids are getting their periods a lot sooner. This is why we have obesity. This is why African Americans have the highest rate of diabetes, cholesterol, stress, things like anxiety, things like this.
Right.
This is why we have eczema so bad. Eczema, psoriasis,
Girl.
allergies. When your skin is dry, it's not because it's winter. It's because your liver's not working because of all the chemicals that you're putting into your body. Every single day, we live in human incubators. Our houses are human incubators, and Black women are known to put over 100 toxic chemicals into their skin before noon, over 515 synthetic fragrances and toxic chemicals a day. We are willingly, unwillingly killing ourselves as a society.
Girl, if you came in my house, you'd probably throw the whole apartment in the garbage. You'd be like,
Throw it
Simone,
away.
like this is garbage, and this is garbage too. We
I'm
have a
actually going
question.
I'm actually going to be starting doing toxic tours where I'll go through your home with you for about 15, 20 minutes and tell you what's toxic and what
Well,
you
you
can do
might as
about it.
well get the kids, and get everybody together because you're gonna be here for more than 15, 20 minutes. You might as well just spend the night so we can clear out all of that. Someone asked, what do you think about tofu?
I don't eat it. My sister does.
But like,
If
I
you
guess
like it, go for it.
I think they're just talking about like as far as like it being healthy or not and not healthy.
Yeah, it's a good protein. It's a great protein.
Okay,
You
like
can
a
you
good.
can definitely eat it. I just don't like the texture of it. So
Yeah, it tastes a little gummy. It tastes
it
gummy.
yeah,
It tastes
I
weird.
I can't eat anything
I
that
don't
feels
care
like
how
it's
they
been
cook it or
chewed.
season up. They cook it, season, and fry it. You can do whatever you want. It still tastes weird to me. So, like, what should we be doing moving forward? Like,
We have to get we have to educate ourselves and we have to learn to listen to our bodies. Just because something says natural on it doesn't make it natural. Just because it says clean on it doesn't mean that it's clean. Just because you make it at home or somebody makes it and sells it on Etsy doesn't make it okay either. If people are making, no disrespect to nobody that's side hustling, do you? But I'm telling you right now, pH levels are a real thing. If these soaps and these lotions and stuff are not being pH balanced, they're throwing off people's hormones and their pH balances. This is why when you start a new product, your period might last longer. You might have more cramps. Your period might shorten and you might skip a period and think, oh crap, am I pregnant? No.
girl,
You didn't incorporate new chemicals into your
right,
body, and your body has to take time to adjust to that.
right.
There's a reason why when you start hanging out with a new female friend, your cycles sync.
Hmm.
The chemicals in between you are just recirculating between you two, and now you've become a person.
Oh my gosh. And what made you be so passionate about becoming a certified health coach? Because again, like you said, you were doing
I
the
was given a year to
fad.
live.
When?
Back in 2008, I was given a year to live. That's when they diagnosed me with lupus and fibromyalgia. I already had PTSD from childhood trauma.
Right.
I was going in and out of depression and things of that nature, and it's the reason why I actually went back to school. So I went back for my undergrad in 2000 and into 2008 or so because I was given a year to live. And so I had to make changes. I had to
Right.
clear up the things in my home. And so when I started researching and finding out that there were things that I was using on a daily basis that were harming me. I grew up in a household with my grandmother. My grandmother said, if she don't smell the bleach, it ain't clean.
Girl, my grandmother buy four things of bleach to this day.
My grandmother would put bleach in the dishes.
In the dishes, and that's the dishwater, put bleaches in the clothes, put a
But
little
but
cap full
listen,
in your tub water.
right, but why are we bleaching our bath water when we know we shouldn't be using it? Like I got
I'll
kicked
tell
out
you,
of a
girl,
mom
that
group because there was a lady in there that was talking about her daughter had eczema and she was giving her bleach baths on a daily basis. And girl almost flipped the table. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And she was like, I don't understand why her skin is turning colors and she's
because
developing
you're
patches.
drying it up with the damn
Because you Michael
bleach,
Jackson in
girl.
her. What do you think
Not
you're
Michael
doing?
Jackson.
What did you
Oh
think
my
was
God.
going to
Not
happen?
kicked out the mom group.
Oh, I was kicked out. And it was fine. I said what I had to say right before because I knew I was going to get kicked out because I disagreed with her in the first place. So I knew it was coming. So I went on and said what I needed to say. But yeah, so we have got to do better as a society. We've got to stop giving people that don't care our money. We've got
Right.
to stop thinking that the world that we grew up in is okay now in 2021. The thing
Hmm.
is that products have changed, ingredients have changed, companies have changed.
Hmm.
So the things that companies stood for 10, 15, 30, 40, 50 years ago, those aren't the same principles anymore. Now it's
Right.
about
Right.
they don't care. They don't care about us. They don't care. I have heard of companies where their CEOs and stuff don't even use their products. Here's something that's funny that I found funny that you might find it funny. Dove is not a soap.
Girl, stop it, because I got Dove. I just washed up with Dove. Just stop it, Char. Just stop. So what was the
Dove is
wash up with?
soap.
What kind of soap am I supposed to get? What
We'll
soap?
have a conversation about it, but
Give
listen
me a
though.
list.
But listen though. Dove is a moisturizing bar. Where on there does it say it's a soap?
You got me there. It definitely says
You just walking around. You just walking around
moisturizing bar.
dirty.
Not girl, don't you say that, girl. Girl. She look at me, look at my arm like girl. I take a bath every day, all day. Are you serious?
But
You mean to tell me I'm washing up with lotion? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Sorry.
the way you're supposed to use it, Dove, is you're supposed to bathe with soap and water and then you rub up with the moisturizing bar and rinse it off.
Girl, I was raised on Dove soap.
I was too because I couldn't use anything else. I couldn't use Ivory.
That stink.
Dial
Mm-mm. And
is
all that was
horrible.
stink. All that stuff stink.
Hmm Yep.
So I've
Most
been
black
washing up
people
with
use,
lotion.
you've been washing up with nothing. Toxins. I actually have so I don't know what happened. Right around Christmas time, I have a bunch of videos on my Instagram TV, and
Hmm.
Instagram like reset all my videos to 0. But there's a video on there where I break down every single ingredient of Dove
Right.
and what it is and what it does for your body. And not one
Hmm.
of them is a soap.
Mm.
Yep. So there's that. Let's see what else think about this. When people use bleach, I always tell them, okay, so we clean the bathroom, we put bleach in the tub, we clean the tub, and then we got to put our kids in the tub. So what do we do before we run the kids' bath water? We wipe it down, right?
Right.
Because we know they're not supposed to be touching bleach, but yet we still use the bleach. So we know it's bad, but we just don't think it's that bad, right?
Because we wiped it out and we rinsed it out one more time before they got in the
Uh-huh.
tub. So like
Right.
it
But it's
can
in the
be.
air. And
It can
you've
be.
already been breathing it in. And when you use bleach, are you wearing a ventilated mask with gloves? Is your skin completely covered? Is there ventilation in the room with the windows open? And did you dilute the bleach? Because if not, then you've been doing it wrong. Read the back of the bottle. That's another thing people don't read.
Shari, you're gonna have to drop the list. You're gonna have to be like, listen, I got a list and it's worth this, and I'm gonna give it to the community. If you guys for a fee, I'll give you all the natural stuff because that's crazy. The fact that you said that about the moisturizer bar is crazy. The Dove soap that I've been using all my life is crazy. That's insane to me.
When I
So
found that out, I was like, so I've just been walking around dirty for like 20 years.
So what am I putting in my skin? Well, toxins, of course, but
Chemicals.
so you mean to tell me I'm not really overweight? I'm just filled with toxins? Like,
You
tell me
probably are.
something.
You
Girl,
probably are.
stop.
Most women are carrying around 8 meals in their midsection. 8.
So basically, I'm a flat. I need to go ahead and get a colonic, and I can just have a flat old stomach.
No,
So what I need to do?
no,
Tell me what we need to do, Shari, because the
no.
audience is in disarray. Like we're all in disarray at this moment. Like we're all in
Well, it
shambles.
depends. Listen, if you're on here, message me and we'll talk because I do personalized things. I don't It's not a one size fits all.
Right.
Everybody eats different. Everybody has different proportions, and I don't focus on weight. What I focus on is how you're sleeping, how you're eating, the energy levels, how your skin is clearing up, how your hair is growing, things of that nature. That's how I know that you're getting healthier. Weight is great, but you may have in your head, I want to be 150. 150 may not be ready for you. 150 may
Mm-hmm.
make you look skinny. 150 may make
Maybe
you
look
look,
sick.
yeah, it may not settle with your body type. That's the other thing. People have these numbers in their head, but what is your body type? 150
Mm-hmm.
on you isn't going to look the same on me. I'm 5'3" with a big butt, and that's all I got. Well, I got milk in my boob, but other than that, that's all I got.
Right.
So 150 on me is not going to look as good as it does on somebody that's 5'7" and built like a runner or something. It's just not going to work. So
Right.
people have to get these numbers out of their head, and they have to start focusing on the reality of, first off, we're approaching 40. Okay.
Girl.
I'm just going to be honest, and that's the first time I said it, and it'll probably be the last time I say it, but we're approaching
Girl.
40. Our snapback ain't the same that it was 10 years ago, that it was 15
Girl.
years ago. Our snapback is not the same, and our body is not made to do the same things that it
It
was
really
10 and
ain't.
15 years ago. There's no way you're going to get me scaling nobody's walls like I did back in 2003. Okay?
You know what, Shari?
All you going to get is a knee.
Girl, don't
Somebody
tell our
going to
business
lift me
like
up.
that. Don't tell our business like that. Oh my God. Somebody said speak for
Hold
yourself. 40
on.
is not in
Brittany
my
said,
not in my near future. Yes,
listen,
it
Brittany.
is.
Yes, it is, boo.
It's
You
coming.
you graduated with us.
It's coming. It's
Ready
coming.
or not, you can't outrun it. I tried to outrun it, and I hit 36 this year and was like, oh, pause.
Girl,
Pause.
I came in strong, but my knees was a little bit weak on the side. But I was like, okay, we're gonna make it work and we're gonna make it do what it do. How supportive is your husband to
He's
your
amazing.
career path.
He's amazing. He's amazing because without him, I'd be crazy in a room with four padded walls. Even now, getting ready for this, I nursed AJ. I held him while he slept. I took a nap with him. And then I had my alarm set on my phone. I was like, oh, it's 7:30. Let me go ahead and go up. He took him. AJ cried until about 2 minutes before we got home. So
Gray too. Gray's in the back, probably banging on the wall, saying, "Well, all right, enough is enough. I'm ready to come out of here.
I
Please cut this
you need to
off.
let me out.
Let me out before I tear up this apartment from here to there."
Yeah.
So, and so, why did you stop with the it works? Why did you stop doing that?
It just didn't align with the goals that I have for myself and my family. And if I
Okay.
want to be transparent, I got tired of losing bonuses. I got tired of chasing people. There's a side to MLMs that people don't want to tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
I now partnered with a CDM because I don't got to worry about none of that. If I
Right.
get a bonus, it's a one-time payout.
Right.
People, let's put this for instance, and I know I'm going to piss some It Works people off, and that's fine. Um, there are people out there, they're like, oh, I earned $150,000 in bonuses. But how much did you get paid?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't really make that.
Right.
I earned $75,000 in bonuses, but I only got paid 25,000 of it because I lost the rest.
Mm.
If you don't continue to do their version of a hustle and you're not buying things that you don't need and basically tricking people to starting businesses.
Girl, girl, you know you wasn't supposed to say that. You know you were supposed to say tricking them. You know you was
Listen,
not supposed to say tricking them people to buying
listen.
that stuff.
I got tired of saying I only got 3 spots left. You are gonna take if 55 people come to you, you ain't gonna take all 55 of them. That's what you trying to tell me?
So you was up
I
there
got
selling a
tired of
dream.
lying.
You selling a
Selling a
dream
pipe
to
dream.
these kids.
Can you make money? Yes. But do you gotta work all the live long day and pull out your hair and convince people? Yes. Yes. There's
Mm,
a reason why
mm,
their
mm,
products
mm.
is $25, $50.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Lord
just
have
being honest. Do
mercy.
the wraps work? Hell yeah, the wraps work if you do them right and you have the right expectations. But there's also products that I didn't like because they have lead in them.
Hmm.
And
And we've been
I'm not
washing that
trying to
with a
kill nobody.
moisturizer bar forever.
Listen, I'm not trying to kill people, so
Right.
I had to leave. I had to leave. It just didn't align with the goals that I have for myself and my family. And I got tired. I got tired.
So, how important is it that you leave a legacy behind for your kids, especially your oldest daughter? Because I think the first kid kind of goes through the motions with us. The second child sees a different parent. The third and
Yeah.
the fourth, they all have different versions of you.
My fourth child, he eats off the floor. I don't care. So
Don't talk about him like that. Don't talk about AJ like that. Don't
he's
do him like
cute.
that.
He's
Don't talk
cute.
about him
He
like
get
that.
he get away with it. It's fine. Um, it's really important to me because as you become an adult and as you have kids, you always want to be what your parent wasn't. No matter how
Right.
good they were, you
Yep.
always want to fill the gaps and you always want to be better. You always want to do something better. So going to school and getting an education was personal for me.
Hmm.
I didn't want to die and leave my child with debt. I didn't want to die and leave my child remembering me being sick. And I didn't want to die without giving up a fight. If I was
Right.
going to die, we was going to throw bows all the way out. I wasn't going to give up.
Right.
I wasn't. And so it was super important to me to know that everything I had been through, rape, abuse, mentally, physically, emotionally, and honestly, spiritually, to be able to be in control and recognize I was in control and flip that switch,
Right.
that meant something to me. To show my girls that the life I had, the life I dealt with was not normal and that they could have a piece of normal, that meant something. Being able to rectify my wrongs from my life, that meant something. When I started journaling, because journaling is so personal
Hmm.
and it's different for everyone, and sometimes it's not even complete thoughts, it became my outlet to myself. And I realized that I was a lot stronger than I thought I was. I was also a lot more capable than I thought I was.
Hmm.
That there was something inside of me that needed to burn, that needed to grow bright. And having struggled myself, especially as a single mom, financially. The reason why I do a CDM is not because I make six figures a year. It's because I have the ability to teach a single mom that she doesn't have to struggle,
Right.
that she can put food on her table and not take away time from her kids, because it allows me the ability to transform someone else's life and help them pivot into their purpose.
Mm,
Everything I do has reason, it has value, not to me, but to somebody else, because at the end of the day, what I do doesn't mean shit. It's
right.
about what I can do for somebody else. It's about how I can serve someone else. And so helping people heal their bodies, teaching them to use stable opportunities that have been around for 36 years to create an additional stream of income, that has value and meaning. To teach my kids that they don't have to work a 9 to 5 or work 50, 60 hours a week building someone else's dream, that means something to me. Because if they choose to do that, then that is perfectly fine. If
Right.
that is the life that they want to live. But they also need to know that they are beautiful, they are worthy, and they are more than capable of breaking every single boundary that is tied to being a Black woman and a mixed woman
Right.
and boy, because I keep forgetting I have a son now.
You better leave
Um,
AJ alone.
Listen, I be forgetting.
AJ just showed up to the party. That's why.
He's just
AJ just
here.
showed up to the
He's still
party.
brand new. He's still got a little wetness behind his ear. So, we just trying to get him there. But I wanted to leave something to my kids that meant something. So if
Mm,
God takes me tomorrow, they can at least say, my mom worked her ass off. My
right.
mom never gave up. My mom fought hard for us. My mom fought hard for herself. Because with everything that I go through, everything is not perfect. I'm still
Mm,
hurting. I'm still healing. There are still things that I don't even talk about that are hard for me.
right.
You know, I've had I've had 5 miscarriages. I don't talk about those a whole lot. And that it's a personal thing. People were mad at me. People actually unfollowed me because I never made an announcement that I was pregnant with AJ. Why? I give so much of myself. I talk about everything I go through so much. I wanted something for me. I wanted something for
Mm-hmm.
my family, and I deserve that moment of privacy. And if you can't respect that, then you don't need to be on my social media account.
Hello.
My social media account is for whatever I choose to put out there. And I try to be positive, uplifting, and educational, but did nobody want to hear that I was curled up over a toilet getting shots once a week to try to keep my baby and save my baby, that I was getting twice a week ultrasounds, okay? That nobody wanted to deal with that. That's not what they come to my social media account for. So I kept that personal. And that is
Right.
my right, my choice. So everything I do, it has purpose. And my intent is never to be malicious, never to be sneaky. But
Right.
I want to teach people how to heal. If I could save the world, Swan, I'm telling you right now, I would do it. Like, I
Girl.
actually cry at night because I know that there are people that need me. And there's a reason why my program has won 9 awards. I know what the hell I have my hands on. I know what God has for me. I know where He wants me to go and wants me to do. And I will continue to instill everything I can in my kids because they deserve it. They
Mm-hmm.
deserve it. And every single struggle that I have gone through is to get me to this moment right here. Because if I was just the same girl that you knew, oh my God, almost 20 years ago,
Girl.
18 years ago,
Girl. I did the
we
number.
wouldn't
I
be
was like,
having this.
girl.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
This moment
A
right here
lot.
means that I have glowed up. You like that? I glowed up, you know? And so we have to do that. And sometimes I think that people find social media as, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. Too many people, especially when it comes to health,
Mm-hmm.
they would rather get their information from a housewife or a Kardashian than learn from somebody who has been there.
Right.
I find so many times people that are overweight and struggling go to people that have never been overweight and struggling for help.
Girl.
How are they gonna
Girl.
help you? They've never been where you are. They've never had the they've never done anything. They can't relate.
Right.
And I
Right.
realized a long time ago, I shouldn't say a long time ago, 6 years ago, because this is my 6 year anniversary of being an entrepreneur, that
Congratulations.
thank you, that I had been through so many different things and that I really was relatable, whether I wanted to be or not. And
Hmm.
that's what social media is. It's about being relatable to your
Right.
audience, about connecting with people and
Right.
serving them, giving them a piece of you. Each and every time you go live, you're giving a piece of yourself. You're taking a piece away from your family to give it to people because they need what's on the other side,
Right.
whatever it is. No matter how long, it could be temporary, whatever it is, you're giving that piece of yourself because you know that you have a voice and that your audience wants to
Don't
hear
make
it.
me cry, Shari. I told you I was not about to be up here crying with you,
I told you was gonna cry anyways, but it's okay.
but don't
So,
make me cry, okay? No, today's been a rough
part of,
day.
listen, you need to realize that you've been through some shit, and I only know a piece of the stuff that you've been through,
Hmm.
and we all have been through those things, and it's about putting those pieces, those puzzle pieces together to create who Simone is. And
Hmm.
you have flourished into a mom. I've
Yep.
been praying for you for a wife, so if he's listening, I'm gonna need you to step it up. Um, but, and you're just a beautiful human being. Without fail, every single Thursday at 8 p.m., people can expect to see you.
I try.
They don't care about who's on the other side. Your
I'm showing
consistency,
up.
your consistency for showing up makes you who you are and is why you are amazing at what you do. You have this voice, this talent, and people are listening. So don't ever second guess yourself or think that there's something that you shouldn't be doing or that you're not
I told you
capable
I
of.
was not going to sit up here and cry with you. I'm not going
You
to do
are.
it. So don't
Antoinette,
do
tell
it.
her.
No,
Tell
don't
her.
do it. Don't you do it.
No,
Don't.
you are remarkable. And that's why I always check on you because I
All the time.
care.
Nobody knows this, but if nobody's in my DM, it's Shari. And they're rooting
I
me on.
care. I care. And you be looking bad and sassy and sexy, and that's great. But I want to know, how's your heart? How's your brain? How are you doing? Because I know that you dealt with some depression this go around
Yep.
that you weren't ready for.
Mm. Yeah, just this has been a lot. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And this has been the safe haven for me, just to be able to come on here and people just agree. Like people I would have never even thought would have been like, yeah, sure, I'll come on there. Really? You're gonna come to talk to me? You sure? Oh shit, you're really gonna come? So
Hmm.
that has mean a lot to me. Like I appreciate you and I love you so much. Like I follow you and watch your family grow. You know what I mean? Like and just watch
To the
everything
litter.
grow. Just watch you and your family grow, and I check in and just see how everybody is doing. Like it's just been a journey. Like you said, we are not the same women that we were when we first met each other. Life has definitely come full circle. Healing is
And
definitely a
yeah.
process.
And
The
you know what's funny? Thinking back, if you look at the way that women are now, how the ones that haven't changed and matured, technically we shouldn't like each other. We shouldn't have
Mhm.
liked each other then. And
Mhm.
so it shows you when good people connect with each other, beautiful things happen. Brittany, I will come and get him. Bring him to me. I
She's
will
lying.
I
She
will
ain't letting
swoop
that
him up.
baby go.
She
Brittany is
ain't
not
letting
letting
him
that
go.
baby go. She ain't
She is
letting that
not letting
baby
him
go
go. Nope.
nowhere.
And I cheered her on because she did exactly what I did. She popped up with a whole baby. She
Y'all
popped up with
stressing
a
me
whole
out. Both of
baby.
y'all stressing me out. Like this, I can't wait for these kids to show up so everybody can just be at peace. Jesus Christ.
Yet you were one of the people I told because I questioned you. I was like, was it like raising a boy? You was like, is this something you
Girl,
need to tell me?
a penis is growing inside of me. That's all I knew. And he came out and he came with rules and he's in charge and we
You
just
just did his
here in
own
the
thing,
back. We just here in the back like backup
rooting them
singers,
on.
whatever he does.
Yeah.
So you got me all watery eyed, and I said that I wasn't gonna do that, and you did it anyway. Make sure I want you to give a gem to my audience before you go.
Focus on yourself. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Stop worrying about if so and so is going to support you. Stop overthinking. Nothing ever gets done when you overthink. And I'll tell you this, fear is not God. Fear is the devil. Okay? God gave you life. Okay? It wasn't your parents. They parlayed in it, but God gave you life. And when he created you, he knew that you were made for something more and that you deserved a life of abundance. Everyone is born with abundance. It's our birthright. God gives us all a talent. I don't care if your talent is making shaved ice. I don't care if your talent is shining shoes, making shirts, standing outside of the grocery store, preaching the gospel. Whatever your talent is, tap into it and stop playing games with your life, because your life is going to pass you by. And there are people that are far more deserving than you and me that did not get the chance to wake up today, that have been living their life and in their purpose. Okay, so you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your future. You owe it to your past. You owe it to your family to show up for yourself. When you are fearful, you need to figure out why. Start a gratitude journal. Write down 5 things that you're grateful for that day every single night. Before your feet touch the floor, you open that journal and you read those 5 things. So those 5 things are the first thing that you think of. Do not pick up your phone. Go to the bathroom, pee, brush your teeth, take a shower without Dove soap.
I must say without the Dove. without the Dove.
And tell God thank you. Even if you have no reason to be thankful, if you don't understand why you're thankful for that day, to say, thank you, Lord, for giving me life. Thank you, Lord, for making my kids wake up this morning to drive me crazy. Thank you, Lord, for running water. Thank you for, a roof over my head. Thank you for being able to provide for breakfast. Whatever it is, thank him. Because when you are thankful, you smile and it tricks your brain and it sends endorphins to your body. Tell the devil that he is more than welcome, okay, to get in the car and sit in the back seat and watch you drive that car.
Come on.
But what he's not going to do is take control of the wheel, because he is not on your insurance policy. It costs too much.
Hello. I want to thank you for coming on, because I know I just run up on people in their DMs like, hey, what you doing? You want to come on? You want to come on my show? Come on, say yes. Come on this day. Come on that day.
Yes.
So, I appreciate it. Like, you just spoke a gospel. So everyone is probably going to flood your DM and be like, girl, when do we start this program? Because I've been moisturizing with soap or washing up with lotion clearly all my life.
There's a link in my bio. You can fill out a health consultation. If you are already friends of mine, just hit me with a DM and we will have a whole conversation. We do need to have a Morgan reunion, because let me tell you, Morgan ain't ready for the 2021 that we all are right now. They can't handle it.
Girl, well, I want to say I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Go ahead and shut down your house while I go ahead and shut down mine, because we definitely need to go to bed. We need to go to bed in the day.
I'm going to sleep. So listen, this shirt, these earrings is the nicest thing I have on. I got pajama bottoms on. It's bedtime. I have my green tea for the night. Listen, I'm not kidding.
Look at her. She's so crazy, y'all. She's been crazy. She's now. This has not changed. Now that should always stay the same. There'll always be
It
has to, because that's the core of who you are. So I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Good night. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.